All right, guys, we're here. How is everybody today? Hopefully, everyone's fantastic. I'm doing groovy. Welcome to Planet Mecha Ninja. Hope you guys uh, are enjoying the broadcast already. Hopefully, it's an auspicious start. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm still a little higher than I got. I took some more to ride out the rest of the morning. My guests are not here yet. Apparently, some sort of protracted space battle or giant space ass or something or other is blocking them from making their way aboard. So we're just going to kick it for a little bit until they show up. Inked Blessing is slated to come on, and some other dudes, though, will be announced as they arrive. But I guess it's time to discuss the whole Asmongold stupid shit. I don't know. It's kind of weird to discuss this without the other host. Let's listen to some music. Because, dude, I found this channel, this synth mage. This shit rocks hard as hell. You guys got to give this a subscribe. Synth mage. And it's the most badass music ever. It's music meant for rocking really hard while standing completely still. It's kind of like how Carl describes in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He describes his car as tearing ass around the yard, but standing still. That's what this music is, man. Let's listen to some listen to some of this shit. Ah, man, it's all good. It's all good stuff. Yeah. We'll have that going for a little bit. Oh shit. I just got a DM. Okay. We got one message that came through the wormhole. Very good. Yeah, listen to this shit, man. Bunch of badass ninjas strolling down, and you got a couple of dumbass samurai pop up and like, oh, we're samurai guys, we're so powerful. Yeah, you sure about that? Somehow, the ninjas are walking past them. The samurai turn around. What the fuck just happened? Body falls apart. Yeah! Anyway. Asmongold sucks. I never really liked this dude, but I always gave people a bit of a benefit of doubt because, you know, admittedly, I don't know them. I don't know these people. I only see what I see online, just the brief clips out of context, which is a true thing. Of course, people are going to take your dumbest moments and put them for everyone to see, of course. And the bigger you are, or the more stupid you are, the more that's going to happen. But yeah, all of Asmongold's clips, I got this impression that he was an opinionated dude and had these strong-ass convictions behind everything he liked or everything he didn't like. But then as soon as it came time to test those convictions with Dark Side Phil, he didn't stand by any of it. I just hate that, man. How are you going to have convictions and then immediately abandon them? That don't make any sense to me. And one of those is that this dude hates victim complexes. He hates when people have a victim mentality. He thinks it's undignified and etc., which is something I can agree with. I think that victim mentalities are the wrong way to look at life. You should always be a ninja, and a ninja is never a victim. He might take a bunch of gunshots, he might have his arm blown off by some sort of positronic beam cannon, but he is never a victim. You're the victim. He's coming for you, buddy. Oh, you think he won because this ninja's had all of his limbs blasted off? Instantaneous regeneration technique. No, it's over, you know? So, but then you talk to the Lord Emperor of Victims himself, Dark Side Phil, the guy who has done nothing wrong. The fact that he can even really say these things about himself while crying about being a victim is the most S-tier application of that ability, man. No one is a victim like Phil. I know you're thinking, oh, what about these people? What about these people? They ain't got the range. They ain't got the consistency. They don't have the decades of victimhood built in. They weren't a victim since birth like DSP. DSP was a victim since birth. And possibly even before birth. His victimhood status predated human conceptualization. He was fated to be a victim. And Asmongold has him on the stream And I try to give people a benefit of doubt, especially tourists, you know? You just met Darkside Phil, of course you're not going to know everything about this dude. And of course you're going to listen to him, and of course you're going to believe him for a little bit because, well, there's no reason to think this guy is lying this much. The average person wouldn't suspect DSP's this crazy. But as soon as it became clear that this guy had an overwhelming victim complex, I'm surprised Asmongold didn't press him on that. Not even slightly. What? This guy is sitting in front of you telling you that he's the victim of all this online harassment. I'm the victim of cyberbullies. You know, I'm the victim of a concerted... Excuse me. I'm the victim of a concerted hate campaign against me. That sounds bullshit. If you told me that about yourself, I would probably think there's something you did wrong. Because every person I've known that who has been hated by everyone tends to be the problem themselves, right? Like I have a family member, an aunt, who every single one of her stories, she's the victim, she did nothing wrong, she did everything correct, and it was everyone else who was tripping. And if you listen to her story for 3 seconds, oh, you're the bad guy in the story. You're the one who did the wrong thing in the story. You're the asshole. And that's Darkside Phil. You pick up on that immediately. So how did Asmongold not notice this shit? Anyway. But Asmongold got kind of confused when people were not happy about it. Said, well, I just wanted to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. And I get that. I get talking to him. But I think that of the different tiers of talking to him, I think that the best tiers of talking to him were probably side-scrollers. Because side-scrollers, what they did was they treated it like a very much a good cop, bad cop. And the thing was, I think the good cop was pretty legitimate. I think that Craig actually cared about DSP's stupid-ass narrative. He gave DSP a chance to exonerate himself. And then what happened? DSP just lied his ass into submission. I hope so, man, Jordan. I hope Dale takes a huge dive. He's been crashing lately. But he goes through these cycles. He's got seasonal ROG disorder. Whereas he's always a ROG, but in certain seasons it reaches level 2. And that's when he starts flagging videos and what have you, trying to collab again, that kind of shit. He gets desperate. Because he looks at that, it's always around the same time as birthday, because he, you know what that means. Oh no, I'm getting older and I haven't made any moves in life. Yeah, and people can go back and forth on if DSP ever got the treatment he deserved. I feel like that's a non sequitur in the discussion. Did DSP get the treatment he deserved? No, the treatment DSP deserves is being hit with a sock full of D batteries. That's the treatment DSP deserves. So then the question becomes, all right, well, seeing as we can't do that, what else can we do? And then, I don't know, I like the approach of multiple different investigators asking. My personal favorite interview that he had is probably the one with Steve. Because Steve was the one that did what I kind of want to see, where he laid into Phil while still staying completely dignified. Because it's easy to just think, if I had Phil on my stream, I would just start screaming slurs at him. Well, yeah, that's what we all want to do. We all want to just scream slurs at Phil. We all want to swing sharp objects at Phil. But Steve called him an idiot while he was lying on the ground. Everything was fair, everything was legitimate. Yeah, and Craig was probably the second best in my opinion, because the dude was desperately trying to help Phil. Desperately trying to. He was trying to give him outs. He was trying to give him little workarounds. He was kind of being his lawyer in a way. Oh, this one's hype. Alright, so it's the side of a giant-ass skyscraper. It's storming super hard. Lightning going everywhere. And it's manufactured lightning. Ninjas run along the side of the wall. You have some sort of, I don't know, techno gargoyle. And its tail can segment out and switch out to different weapons as it attacks. And Ninja's fighting a techno gargoyle on the side of a rooftop, or a side of a building. Yeah! Why is he fighting it? Because you're not. Because you can't. Drop. You guys seeing it in your head? One of the cool things about ninjas is that they it's a two-gender system. You know, you got your man, your woman, and that defines the combat of the ninja itself. Women ninjas, kunoichi, are a bit more floaty and spinny, a little bit more mage-like, and ninja dudes are a bit more brutish and more Hayabusa, cut your torso in half, you know, that kind of shit. So you can imagine either one. But yeah, anyway, back to interviews. Alright, and so DSP is interviewing this techno gargoyle, right? Yeah, going back to Asmongold though. My issue with Asmongold is that he plopped down, gave a sad-ass, barely informed interview. He ate all the pig slop, and then what? Just kind of left. And my issue with that is that when people started criticizing it, everyone made the rounds of excuses, not even excuses, but I kind of consider them excuses, of, well, he didn't care. And to me, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't really fully make sense to me. Because you cared enough to get him on your show. You cared enough to make this thing happen. You cared enough to sell it as some sort of product. You cared enough to do all that. Which might not be a whole lot of care, but it's some care. So you're not even going to care to actually do good at the interview? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up to me. It sounds like an excuse. Now am I asking him to do months of research on film? No, it's not realistic. But you can't just fart your way through an interview and then say, oh yeah, by the way, I didn't care. Okay, fantastic. It's lame to me. It's undignified to me. Asmong was happy to aid in the whitewashing of Phil's reputation as long as he wouldn't have to confront anybody. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Incorrect Beans, for people who haven't watched, there's an episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy where they charge a nickel to smack a board up into Eddie's ass and send him on this bungee, send him catapulting around on this bungee. And they make a shit ton of money that way. Well, I'm gonna swing my arms like this, and if you get hit, it's your fault. Exactly. He's pulling his punches with him. And I think that I wasn't really expecting Asmongold to interview him, because again, I didn't expect him to do all this research, but I expected him to pick up on someone's personality immediately and then grill them on the flaws of their personality. Yeah, or something like, yeah, Penny. Probably a Penny. I actually didn't mind Eddie. I liked Eddie. Now, the only thing I had an issue with Eddie was that sometimes he was too sociopathic. But scamming the kids? Screw him, man. Caveat emptor. This is the best time to get scammed by your fellow child. Imagine it get worse, you know? Kid getting scammed by an adult? That's wrong. You know? Kids scamming kids? Nah, that's fine. Also, I don't think that... I've kind of softened up on Kevin. Kevin's alright. Kevin's the dude who's like, I'm not going to get exploited by these Ed dudes. I'm going to give him shit. However, he is pretty negative. Least favorite character? Sarah. I hated Sarah. I hated Sarah because I loved Ed so much. Ed is my favorite character. As you can tell by my stupid ass streams, man. I wish Ed was here. He'd love this music. Let me set some stuff up. I don't know if this dude's showing up, man. I'm not gonna be like DSP and freak out. Probably, I don't know. Maybe fell down the stairs. I don't know. I make weird excuses for people. Maybe he's fighting some sort of techno gargoyle. That shit can get kind of hairy. Whatever, man. Alright. Let's just do it this way. I have Logan come in here. Master Logan's coming aboard. Big ups, hey, Master Logan. How are you? Hello, hello. I need to do some audio balancing. My music is way too loud.
Oh, cool. I can help.
All right.
I hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
I did not. My Thanksgiving totally sucked ass.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, at least you're. We're gonna do something fun.
It will be. Well, I got COVID, man, so there was no way it was gonna be good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, there's no way around that. Nope.
All right. So how was yours? What's your Thanksgiving food item?
Oh, my mashed potatoes. I'm simple. I'm a simple man just trying to make his way in the galaxy.
I see.
Potatoes.
Mashed potatoes are fantastic.
What's your dish?
Stuffing. I love stuffing.
Yeah.
This reminds me of astronaut meals. You know, it's like it just comes out of a tube.
Yeah, just this like conglomerate of a whole bunch of other things. Yeah, stuffing's cool. I'm down. I'm down with stuffing for sure.
So, what are your thoughts on Asmongold?
Oh man, you know what? So I'm working on a video. I haven't had much time to work on it the past few days because I've been at my brother's house. Just got back from there, but man, the level of autism is like. It's so high right now. It's incredible. I think he is ascribing a level of importance to Asmongold that is like completely uncalled for. Because for Asmon, it was just like a 2-hour diversion.
Yeah.
But for Phil, it was like he thinks it'll come to define him. You know, like a single conversation will define him for the year.
Yes.
And that's why he's so easy to manipulate. You know.
Absolutely. He always thinks that this is basically complete exoneration. Oh, one dude agreed with me. Dude, the internet loves me now.
And that's in a way, and like we can talk about this on the stream, but that in a way is like a tacit admission to him understanding that what he does is very unfavorable, you know?
Yes.
He's like, oh, I need an influential person to disagree with me for my opinion to go above the noise. Well, no, that just means you're the asshole, you know?
I need PR.
If your opinions were good, people would listen to you. That's the difference.
Exactly. If you need PR to save your ass, you've already got a problem.
Yeah, you've already goofed. You're done. You're cooked, my guy.
All right. So, what's some other facets of it you think?
Well, definitely. Well, autism is off the scales, but also the way that he is treating his perceived new audience like they are total helpless babies, like they've never watched a stream before. He's like, well, yeah, you could watch on YouTube or Kick or any of the places, and you know I value all of the contributions equally. And the idea that he's talking about like, oh, if this keeps up, I won't have to beg anymore, and like not realizing that is begging. Like talking like that is begging. You know what I mean?
If you just give me money, I won't have to shoot you. That's still a threat.
Exactly. Yeah. If you just give me money, I'll be less annoying. Okay? Does that sound good? I won't, because he's like celebrating the idea that he's not begging anymore. But he's like, yeah, I can only not beg if this keeps up. Okay? So please keep it up.
Polite racketeering is still racketeering.
Yes. Exactly. It does feel like a protection racket of sorts. He's like, oh, this is a nice chill stream. It'd be a shame for the begging to start again. Because I've been listening to stuff like between things and Thanksgiving. Like I managed to catch some stuff from Tevin, and it just sounds like it's a repetition of history. Is it like every October, November? Is this going to happen? Is he going to talk to a different streamer and he's going to think that he's sanctified now? Because he just spent like $2,000 something on monitors and arms yesterday. So he's repeating the Kino spending again.
He can't help himself. As soon as that money gets in there, it has to be spent.
He can't save it. He can't put it anywhere else. He can't invest it. It's actual insanity.
Because if he doesn't spend it, something could happen to it. I don't want that.
Well, I think deep down, like he wants to move it because he's afraid of chargebacks too. I think that I think that has a lot to do
Yeah.
with it. It's like, well, in his mind, you can't charge back money that's already been spent, but actually you can, because that's how banking works. The PayPal or your bank or whomever will happily put you in the red if they need to. So,
Incorrect Beans, I want to address your statement here that it is narcissism, but this dude himself, Logan here, did a fantastic video on exploring DSP through the lens of autism. And man, Master Logan here did so damn good. I'm convinced. I think that DSP has some autism. Yeah, it kicked ass.
yeah, there has, because so to be honest, and like to shed a little light about my lore, I was actually very, very against the DSP autism theory until I like really looked at it. It was Who's Poppin', which is one of the people that helped me with that video. One of the voices in that video. He started to message me, and we started to have like offline conversations about it. And he's like, "No, I really think that DSP makes sense if you look at him through the lens of autism." So I was entirely convinced once all of the points were laid before me, and I'm like, "No, this actually does seem quite autistic." So I'm gonna go with the autism theory. It's very fun.
I think that's something that gets lost in the noise amongst people's opinions is the science and history of autism, is that a lot of autism has existed for hundreds of years, but people were able to cover it in various ways or shield it. And then I think what's happening is there's so much stuff that draws it out now that's kind of hard not to see it. I think we're all autistic, at least on some little level. And then
I mean, because hundreds of years ago, you'd call someone with autism like a brilliant scientist, right? Like
or the town
like
weirdo.
Einstein is like a guy like Einstein is a perfect example. Like probably had autism, right? But he was a brilliant scientist. Where Phil doesn't have that brilliance or that eccentricity to mask his autism. So to me, it just feels like autism.
He also doesn't have any aptitude to shield it. A lot of times people with autism will hide it with their aptitudes for being normal. DSP is in a position where he doesn't actually have to be quote unquote normal at all. So you just see his autism naked,
You're totally right, Len. He has no reason to exist in the normal world. He's created such a bubble for himself where autism is like the only thing he has left in theory, because he just streams all day and then he just complains about streaming, but also says he loves streaming. It's very weird.
Yeah, this dude seems so miserable all the time.
No, but he's happy because he told you.
Yeah, he's happy.
Remember?
Yeah, he told me.
He's happy because he told you. Just ask him.
Let's talk about Asmongold, and I'm a little annoyed with the angle of I don't care, because Asmongold farted out this lame-ass interview, and then, afterwards, the excuse made the rounds, well, he didn't really care. Well, then why did he even bother, man? If you don't care.
Well, I believe if we want to talk about Asmongold as a person and like what we think of him, because I think that'd be interesting for this conversation. I think Asmongold is just a pure nihilist who doesn't care about anything.
That's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, like, because people don't understand, and like I think people are giving him way too much credibility here. He doesn't give a fuck about anything at all, period. Like, he's completely nihilistic. And I don't think DSP understands that, because of course a nihilist who's trying to make content out of an interview with DSP is just gonna pretty much agree with him, because Asmon pretty much, like, he pushed back on some things, but fundamentally Asmon agrees with what Phil does. Asmon thinks what Phil does is perfectly okay. He just thinks it's funny and stupid, but he has no problem with it on a fundamental level.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I don't know, if you go with KOTOR logic, apathy is death, and
yes,
that's what I see in fucking Asmon. He might as well be dead because he's completely nihilistic and apathetic. Like, he doesn't care about anything. So
I brought up that he hates victim people. He hates victim narratives, and DSP is the victim of all victims.
Yes,
and he didn't call him on that. So it's like, I guess he doesn't care about that either.
I think Asmon will say, Asmon is like so utilitarian that he will say what he needs to the person he's talking to exist.
No, you're cool in Craig Beans. Absolutely.
Incorrect beans. Keep Chatsbergen. Don't worry about it. But
No.
yeah, like, and also, are we gonna take the opinion of someone who thinks not showering is a point of evolution? Are we gonna take that guy's opinion seriously?
Not really.
No. Like that is LTG levels of cope that Asmon is just able to get away with. You know.
You eat too much. There's a psychological concept, and that's the psychology of proximity. And it's that the people who are close to you, you care about. And of course, like, well, duh, yeah, but it's true. Yeah. Person you don't know who got robbed, I mean, you can't feel as bad for them as your brother who got robbed. It just doesn't work that way. And it's it's a physiological thing, just how it works.
Well, but also, you eat too much. Asmon has a business stake in caring about Emaru because he owns OTK. He is part owner of OTK. She represents his business. So from a financial and monetary standpoint, it is advantageous and expedient for him to care. You have to think of it that way. I don't think he fundamentally cares beyond the fact that it affects his name. I think if his name was on nothing, he would be like, fuck this lady, who cares? I don't care. You know what I mean?
But
you have to think of it that way.
And incorrect beans, I'm not chastising you with this, but there is this overwhelming notion that exists nowadays that autism is some sort of excuse. And when I worked with kids with autism, that was never an excuse. Oh, you're autistic? You're still an asshole. Yes. Work on it.
Yes, like because I worked with a lot of people with autism in my day. That's kind of where my layman's experience was, being a teacher at a summer school program for people with autism. And we would tell people on the spectrum, you need to do better. You need to do better as an individual, as a person in this world. And sometimes people on the spectrum will use it as a shield. They'll use the identity of being someone on the spectrum as a shield, and you can see through that too. There are people on YouTube that not only with autism but with certain forms of mental illness that'll be like, oh, I have high anxiety, so I act this way on YouTube. Yeah, but you're still an asshole. You're still an asshole who needs to get help and manage your anxiety, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Because, so you just have something that kind of makes it a little harder for you to not be a dickhead. The rule's the same. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be a narcissistic prick.
The world doesn't care. Like what I've learned, like being a person in my 30s, is like the world doesn't give a shit about what you've got going on medically. You have to find a way to deal with it. That's just how it works. People don't care what your story is if they're interacting with you in public somewhere.
Yeah,
you have to
man.
Not be a dick.
DSP is DSP is the most narcissistic person I've known. Because this guy narcissism maxes. Just the other day, he was saying that we're some sort of organized gang, and the police need to come and create some sort of internet time squad to come and get us.
Yes.
And look, you're so fucking important that society would improve if your enemies went away. What a narcissism maxing, man.
He truly believes that YouTube and streaming would be a better place if his message got further.
Oh God.
That is, and he thinks this is a chance, by the way. He thinks one conversation with Asmon, he thinks all of his problems have been solved. He's been talking like that, and he's been averaging the same amount of viewers, if not lower, than what he's usually gotten the past few days. But he thinks like, oh, welcome, all you newcomers, every single day. All you newcomers, welcome, welcome, welcome.
And his narcissism overpowers his better judgment, because of course he's going to get a bunch of new viewers, but he immediately uses this opportunity to make himself a king anew, you know?
Yes. And one of the things that I sort of have been mentally taking note of the past few days is he's talking about like, oh, Asmongold liked Clear Obscure, right? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna go back to Clear Obscure Expedition 33 next week. And it's like, no, why don't you do it now? Why don't you do the thing now? Well, you have like all these people here. It never makes any sense.
DSP is beautiful for that, man. He is so beautiful at never doing the right move ever. It's amazing.
He's got all these new eyes on him, and he's wasting it. He wastes every opportunity that's ever given to him. And
always.
That That is the I call it the self-sabotage of DSP because he always self-sabotages.
He can't help
and
himself.
It is inevitable. It's part of his core character. It's a core character trait.
How far do you think DSP can see in the future?
I don't know if he can see past the next DSP Tries It or Marathon. But then again, he's not doing the DSP Tries It anymore. Not for money, but. Okay, so Len, I think I'll take this opportunity to ask you this. How long do you think the no begging arc will last? How many days do you think we've got?
Oh, well, definitely we'll see it by the end of the year.
Okay.
Realistically, or like more specifically, week or two. He can't do this. He's gonna burst.
Yeah, I give him to December 15th, and he's begging again, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I got all these new viewers, and I got nothing for it. Nobody did anything," because he sees 6,000 subscribers as like 6,000 paying customers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, the average streamer might have 20 people watching them, and maybe like one person out of 20 that gives them money on a given stream if they're lucky. But he never thinks in those terms. You are absolutely cooking if you've got like 1% retention.
Absolutely.
Know? And he doesn't see it that way. Yeah, tis the season. That's right. That's right. Tis the season. Tism the season.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, narcissists have a hard time with forward planning, and because they just kind of assume, oh, I got this under control. Whatever's going to show up,
Yeah.
And I would put it almost mathematically. I think that DSP can at most see 45 days ahead.
Okay, yeah. So he's got, about 6 weeks. Yeah, that makes sense because he works in terms of like game release calendars,
yes,
more or less. Because he's already started talking about like, oh, we've got January and February releases to look forward to, and that's pretty much around that mark. So yeah, I think what he said is consistent with about 45 days in the future.
Damn, I couldn't imagine living like that. I'd say about like 8 months into the future, about 10 or 12, somewhere in that kind of range. Like, damn, I can't imagine living by the week like this dude.
Well, and you can tell that he doubles down on it because someone asked him like, oh, are you gonna save any of this money that you're getting? He's like, well, savings. I made 3 goals today. Is exactly what he's like. I made 3 goals.
Oh my god!
What are you talking about? Savings account? Like, no, like,
dude,
because he literally thinks the money is just gonna keep coming in.
Exactly. The money is always forever with DSP, and I don't know how he can convince himself of this.
And we've been here before. We were here a year ago.
We were here at the beginning.
A year ago. Yeah. The very beginning. Because Keto Casino has my back. Those guys support me. This, and that. And then as soon as all the Kino tourists pulled their support, like just after Christmas time last year, he had been on a downward trajectory ever since. And I think we're going to see that again now on an even tighter timeline.
Yep.
Because the loops of DSP have gotten tighter. The arcs have gotten way tighter. Instead of an arc taking a couple of weeks, we're down to like 5 or 6 days. I would argue that like this Asmongold arc is over, and Phil is the last one to know in a lot of ways. Like, Asmon's done. Asmon's like not even thinking about it. He doesn't care at all. He didn't care when he was doing it. He had to ask people in Asmon's chat to like remind Asmon to join the call or whatever. So it really shows where Asmon's been at, and Phil thinks otherwise, and it's kind of sad, but it's still funny enough for me to keep watching.
Definitely. This shit's so good. It's good. It's good in retrospect. As it's happening, I hate DSP card events. They always piss me off. But then, that thing that happened a week ago, yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Man,
things always become clearer in retrospect, clearer and funnier in retrospect with DSP. That's how it always is.
I remember when I first started watching DSP arcs lasted for months at a time.
Months.
I remember what arc was it that he was getting so pissed about? Oh, the Gamer J Lee sub arc lasted almost 3 months of complaining.
Oh yeah. There's this kid. He used to be a mod for me, right? And then he started talking all kinds of shit about me on stream, and like Gamer J Lee just like didn't care. Like
he did a response video.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool that he did that.
He did like one response video and then he was out. And like LTG has done the same thing. Like the only credit I'll give Dale is that Dale's good for like one response video per DSP diss, and then he's out. Like he plays that very smartly.
I am bummed out that we don't have Dale in his prime. Dale in his prime would have nuclear striked Phil.
Yeah,
he would have said that his dick was falling off.
Would have been a completely different story. Yeah,
we would have some insane memes.
He did wish LTG a happy birthday last week, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Phil. Yeah, happy 42nd birthday or whatever.
It's a sensitive subject for my boy Dale.
It is. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like when people acknowledge his age. No. So where do you think? Okay, so I've always said that the downward spiral of DSP is ever turning, ever present, and I always have said, I shouldn't say always, but in the past I've said, oh no, this is the bottom. Do you think that with the Asmongold thing and like the coming crash, because the crash is coming, do you think we're anywhere near the bottom, Len? Or if we're not, what do you think the bottom looks like?
Dude, I really don't know. Because you're exactly right. It's that mathematical equation where it's like the quarter pipe where it just goes up forever.
Yes.
And it always comes just slightly closer to that line but never reaches it. That's DSP in the bottom. DSP has been failing downward at such an insane trajectory, but he never fully vanishes. Like, he never fully dies. No. And so, like, how much lower can we get on this? I don't know what to make of this, because what is the bottom? What's that going to look like? Is DSP just going to have a complete-ass meltdown on stream? And
See, I thought side-scrollers was going to be kind of it. I thought the fallout from side-scrollers was going to be kind of it, but the more and more that I've existed in this realm of the vortex is that, like, nothing can really stop him. And like, that's something that Lefty tried to explain to me, like back when we started the channel together. He was like, no, Phil will always find, like, he doesn't have the worst luck, but he or what was it? Lefty and I came to the conclusion where he will have consequences, like he can have severe consequences, but he always avoids the worst outcome somehow, because that's really what you see with Phil, and that's kind of the frustrating element to it, in that he is failing downwards, and I think failing downwards is a great way to describe it, but he will always find a way to avoid the worst outcome. I think
that bankruptcy was complete bullshit. That should have killed him.
Yes. COVID saved him because if he had to go to like the courthouse to do the bankruptcy, and he had to exist in person and snort in person in the courtroom, the trustee would have been like, fuck no, we're not, you're on the hook for this debt, man. We're not wiping any of this away. But he got lucky with the phone, and I think the trolling on the phone call helped him in a lot of ways. I think the judge kind of dismissed a lot of the pushback as trolling, and I think that's
bullshit, because everything that dude said was real. Everything that dude said was real. I think that's a dereliction of duty not to listen to that.
It kind of doesn't matter who he's with, because like Phil and like his attorney were like, well, but who are you with? And like, technically it doesn't matter, because it can be a concerned citizen. Any member of the public that is like tangentially involved with a debtor can comment. Like, it doesn't matter. It's actually a good point. The guy was trying to establish when Phil figured out he was insolvent, and what he was kind of getting at is that DSP understood he was insolvent long before he filed the bankruptcy, but he delayed the filing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the guy was like. The guy was coming from a valid place, but I think the judge ended up throwing a lot of
that's dereliction of duty.
Yes. Yes.
Absolute dereliction of duty. That's how lucky DSP is. He had a global pandemic and a judge who derelict duty, and he got away for it. Like, goddamn,
like,
Big Roach luck is real.
And he more or less would later admit that he fudged a lot of that shit.
Oh, he fucked all that up.
Stuff, where he was like, my attorney and I had to make corrections to the forms we submitted based on the trolling. And it's like, yeah, so you're admitting you fudged the initial forms, you asshole.
Yes.
That's what you're admitting.
And
you're admitting what you submitted wasn't true. You perjured yourself.
He demonstrates some sort of weird understanding of game theory at times like this, where that 100% is the correct move if you're Darkside Phil, is to try and cook the numbers.
Yes.
And so it's like DSP is only ever competent when it comes to saving his ass.
Yes.
Anything else, decide you don't play.
He'll always find some kind of technicality, because okay, this is one thing I agree with ALT, or disagree with ALT on. ALT calls Phil a rule follower all the time. He's like, DSP's a rule follower. I'm like, no, he's not. He's an exploiter of the rules. He follows just enough rules, but he breaks certain ones that serve him. That's not being a rule follower.
And also, with rule following and exploitive people, there's a thing called performative virtue, where they'll follow the rules very loud and proudly and then break them so that you don't immediately suspect them. So yeah, he does that.
Yeah. Oh, performative virtue is such a good way to define DSP, because you want to talk about virtue signaling. Oh my lord, like, he is the biggest virtue signaler on the internet. Like, take any soy lefty or soy right person on the internet when it comes to virtue signaling, multiply that tenfold, and you've got DSP. He is the way he talks about charity, the way he talks about Keemstar's blood money. Like, he talks about not wanting to take Keemstar's blood money, but then he's contemplating taking a stake deal, which is Chinese gambling money. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Like, oh man, so frustrating.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. DSP has no principles whatsoever.
He's totally principleless. Like, totally principleless. Like yeah, I won't take Keemstar's like contractual money. That's actually like a pretty straightforward deal where everybody kind of knows what they're getting into. But I'll take this Chinese gambling money, like, sight unseen.
Sorry about that,
and like even Asmon, who understands what stake is entirely, kind of admitted stake is kind of a scam. And Phil was like, okay, oh cool, all right, I'll take it.
I think he should do it. I think it'd be funny as hell.
I think it'd be content. I think it'd be content for detractors. I would love to watch the Piece of Peace gambling streams. You know, Piece of Peace would boot up for a nice gambling stream. That'd be fun.
That seems always so scary to me, man. I don't like gambling.
Me neither.
I'm resistant to it because it's such bullshit. No, I'm not doing that. No.
I have certain like compulsive tendencies towards other things that I know that like gambling would be very bad for me. Like
card games are my outlet for gambling. That's just basically gambling.
Yeah.
You know, which card do I draw? I'm like, it's a 1 out of 60, 1 out of 30. It's all just gambling.
Yeah. Like Slay the Spire.
Yeah, Slay the Spire is good gambling.
Like a deck builder is about as close to a game of chance as I'll get.
We needed a Detractor deck builder game versus DSP, and all the little cards are different references to Detractor antics.
Yes. And you could have different characters. You could make yourself or me or like Tevin, and we could have different attributes and skills and specializations.
Like we could even be like Pokemon, is that you play as a Detractor and you summon out witticisms or stupidities from other Detractors.
Yes.
And then like come in like a stand and do their dumb thing.
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
I'd pay for a collectible Detractor card pack.
Definitely.
I would do that.
I would love that. Let's see. Well, the thing is that I like Vega, but I got like 4 duplicates of the guy. I'm ready to trade some of these away. Like fucking.
Yeah,
Vega.
he's got a lot of different forms. There are some people that come in a lot of different forms. You know?
That'd be awesome, though. Now that I think about it, it'd be kind of cool to just make collectible cards of all of us.
Yeah, it'd be fun project. You know.
Well, of course, now my narcissism kicks in. What's my card? What do I want with my card? What does mine look like?
You'd be like a scholar. Like, I don't know. You're smart. You're one of the smartest people I've talked to around here.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
At least you've provided me sufficient evidence to make me think that you're smart.
I fooled you pretty hard, did I?
Yeah. I don't know for sure, but we've talked a lot. You seem smart. We've talked on stream and off a lot. You seem smart.
Thank you. It's the deranged thing is it's the realest shit. It's because I always felt like it's so much fun to be an absurd weirdo about things. And like making jokes that DSP is a time-traveling caveman feels awesome to say.
Yes.
And the only way you can make true randomness is if you know a bunch of shit. So then you have to be like, all right, I gotta study 50s movies. So like, what would 50s movies feel look like? You know?
The references, exactly. Like knowing a lot of trivia specifically can help you in your shit posts. I've done the same thing in the past. And also knowing a lot of trivia, it just feels good to be able to speak a little bit on a lot of different things.
Absolutely, my dad always taught me that.
Yeah, it's good to know. It's good to read a little bit about everything. That's always kind of been my vibe, and I get the feeling that you're a similar kind of guy.
My dad told me that it was a secret cheat code that women find it super hot when a dude knows a little bit about everything but isn't preachy.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's 100% true. It's mega cheat code.
My girlfriend constantly is like, because I know a little bit about a little of everything. And she's like, how do you know all this crap? I'm like, I read a lot. She's like, yeah, that's good. She's like, I find that sexy. That's attractive. I'm like,
yeah. See, that's what's up, man. But and never be that dude talking down like, actually, babe, the Mongolians are like, no, that's lame.
Well, the thing is, like, if something breaks in your house or something breaks at a friend's house, don't talk a big shit about it. Just go fix it. Yeah. Just go fix it. And they're gonna be like, who fixed the sink? It's like, Len fixed the sink. How do you do that? I don't know. Len knows things. Because you got to be quiet. Quiet
ninjas.
Quiet competence is the best thing to practice. Because Phil, okay, to wrap it back around to Phil is very loud incompetence.
Yes.
In a way, he's proud of his incompetence, which makes him so annoying. He thinks he knows everything, but he actually knows nothing. He's that guy. And everyone knows that guy. You know the guy I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. But also, one quick thing about women. Best way to a woman's heart is through her stomach, all right? If you can cook the foods that she likes, you're in. You're in for life. Done. You found your soulmate if you can do that.
The problem with me is that's kind of impossible for me. My wife is Russian. I can't replicate Russian food cooking. I just can't do it. So
yeah, Russian food is I let's be real, I can make some decent Italian dishes, some good Mexican stuff, some contemporary American stuff. I don't know if I would touch Russian cuisine.
It's extremely savory. And so it's like everything is meaty as fuck. And so it's hard to really get that going with, say, soup. It's kind of hard to do.
I bet that there's got to be like a good like Russian beef stew. You can.
Yeah, there is. On. Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic. But it's hard as hell to make.
Like not everything is borscht, is it?
You know? No.
You know.
No, their shit's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't do that one. So I just gotta be handsome and smart.
Yeah, exactly. And if DSP has taught me anything, you only got to win over one woman. If you win over one woman, you're validated. You're a mature adult. If you win over one woman and you buy a house, and I've done both. I've done both thus far, and it sounds like you've done both, Len. So that means we're mature adults, according to DSP.
Dude,
I don't have a business degree.
You're the spacer, man. I envision each of the detractors like little archetypes, and what you are, I see you as a Star Wars kind of like smuggler dude. But the thing is that here's just the lore: is you never tell anybody who you actually work for. You just keep making shit up.
Nope.
And so you have these bizarre interludes with people in Star Wars space.
Just flood the zone with myths about myself. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
Oh, I like it.
I imagine you as like a very I imagine you as like a mech mechanic who can fix a certain mech a certain way, and you kind of make it so that only you can work on the mechs you work on, so people keep coming back to you. But there's also wisdom associated with that because you can optimize the mechs you're working on.
Oh man, see, dude, you're making me sound super cool.
To really make them run, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been telling you I've been writing my short stories. I want to start inserting more characters of people I know in real life because I think that's super fun to just put someone you know in a story. And
writing what you know is the best way forward. That's the way with all art.
And my character is part of this science expeditionary team, so I have to create a bunch of rogue gallery dudes to keep running into them every once in a while, you know? And I would like the idea of some spacer like you.
I think you told me the other day that DSP is a character.
Yes, DSP is canonically a character in my story.
Okay, cool. I like that.
And here's the thing, what's really cool about it is I found a way to just bring him with me. And so now he's going to be a regular character going forward.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of...
look forward to that.
It's kind of stupid how I do it.
Because
basically,
what I envision is just like a DSP as we know him in space, just in space, having to do space shit, and that's very funny to me.
So okay, I will spoil it. How it is that he comes with me is I basically turn him into a Cortana AI, so I can just kind of plug him into shit. And he summons out. It's like, what's going on, guys? Hello, welcome to the stream.
You've got his total engram. And he's just coming with you.
Yeah, he's soul locked into this machine, so he just comes around with me.
I love that, like a DSP construct.
Yes.
What? How was I supposed to know that? No one told me. I mean, so funny.
And the faction that I'm a part of would raise this big old stink about ethics. I'm like, I don't care about your ethics, dude. This guy's coming with me. This guy's funny, and so I basically kidnap him. I don't know.
Is it like the Halo lore where the person that the AI is based on has to die in order to become the AI, or did Darkseid Phil Burnell, did he live out the rest of his life somewhere?
So the way it works is that in this chapter, DSP is floating through space and they recover his body, and his body is like in a suspended animation. And that's how it is that they digitize his brain and all that shit. And then that's when they're like, well, shit, let's take his personality and put it on one of these Cortana AIs. Let's just wire one up. And so
he definitely has a unique personality for sure.
And it'd be, I would switch him on every once in a while. I'd be like, hey man, what did you think of this mecha battle? Dude, that mecha was blocking that. That was bullshit, you know?
Mash jab.
Just mash machine gun. It works every time.
Yeah, it works every time. Online play. Yeah. Oh man, I envision that like you need to like talk your way into a place, or you need to like talk your way through some clerical error to like release your ship from some kind of spaceport or something, and you're like, talk this out with my AI representative, and then you turn him on, and he basically just bores them to death, and they're like, all right, we'll unlock your turn this fucking guy off. That'd be such a funny bit.
Oh, it's like a stupefaction beam.
Yes. Well, it all started when I worked for a helicopter company, okay?
Hey, DSP, pre-stream this guy. Let him know how it works. Let him know how life works.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Let me tell you about American Thanksgiving, okay? That's because we've been hearing how many times lately has he explained American Thanksgiving?
Dude, it's so obnoxious, man. People aren't stupid, man. They can look this shit up.
Thanksgiving. It's people know. Like
he thinks he's so smart, but he's the dumbest dude in the room.
Yeah, it's the last Thursday in November. A lot of people that are going to be watching his streams understand that that's when Americans celebrate Thanksgiving. I know it's different in places like Canada and whatever, but like people know. Like, come on. I said something like this in one of the discords where like he treats people like such stupid people that only the stupid people remain after a while. Because that's how you cultivate an audience. Treat your audience like the audience you want, and then those people will be left over. And that's why Jade is in his audience, you know?
That's true. Like, I only ever want cool dudes in my chat. As soon as I see some lame ass, I put their ass on extinction. I don't respond to their messages.
Me too.
And it's cruel, but you're like, dude, it's your right to cultivate a cool ass sphere of badasses. You know, that's cool.
Right. That's right. Yeah, you have to, and you know, not to glaze Kino Casino too much, but they were right when they told Phil, you're responsible for who you exist in your community. And it's not a good idea to let someone like Derek exist when you've known for years what he's been up to. Like there's a lot of credence in that, and also you should never feel bad about banning someone. Like it's your chat, just ban them. Even DSP. But the problem with the way DSP bans people is he bans people like just because he's a thin-skinned man who's butthurt about a lot of things.
He's a baby, man.
He's a baby man. He is. I want to see his ban list. I want to see his YouTube Studio ban list. It must scroll for days. How many names do you think are on his YouTube Studio ban list?
It has to be at least 500,000.
Oh, it has to be.
I don't know if at a mil, that's a lot of numbers, but
no. A million would be too much. I would agree with you. Somewhere in the 100,000s easily, because you got to figure how many sock accounts has he banned. Just so many. Or I'd actually be more interested to see his ban numbers in aggregate as like an aggregate number. You go back to like the Twitch days, so add up like his old Twitch bans with YouTube with Kick. That would be several 100,000, I'm sure. That'd be crazy. I've got like
he banned me. That pissed me off.
I've got like less than 50 people probably banned everywhere. It's like under 50.
I would say I've got maybe 4.
Yeah, I pretty much let people exist for the most part, as long as they're not like actually trying to cause trouble in the chat, you know?
Yeah, I only ever had like 3 bots and 1 dude who was being too lame. He was harsh in the buzz.
Yeah, so some people are just lame, and you gotta get rid of. I don't see any lamos in this chat right now.
No. There's a couple lamos that show up every once in a while. I'm not saying it. Vegan.
Lamo.
I see.
The word we gotta bring back.
So I'm just here's my idea for your collectible card.
Sure.
It's you're the Star Wars spacer dude, and I want to have like you chilling in a cantina, you know, that kind of things, like spacer logo.
Sure, like playing cards or something.
Yeah, it's Pazak or something.
Yeah. Oh, I love Pazak. That is where I spent most of my time in Star Wars Outlaws. You could play Kessel Pazak. Oh man, that's where like 20 of my hours of Star Wars Outlaws went. I like that game. No one else did, but I like that game. So yeah, you got me right. Dude,
I knew it.
Okay, so what's your own vision for your detractor card? What do you want yourself to be?
Oh man, what would I want? Well, I really do love ninjas. I get that it's kind of like, well, make yourself a badass ninja is kind of a wish fulfillment thing. It's like, yeah, exactly.
Well, you're creating the rules. So
yeah, it's my dude's like the guy who's the power level of 50 gray foxes. That's my kind of lore. I'm just some sort of like god tier ninja.
Wow,
it's badass feeling to me, you know.
And you know, Big Boss is basically a ninja. If you think about it,
he is.
He's on sneaking missions.
Yeah, but I always just want to be like a cosmic legendary ninja, and I think why not? I think that'd be a really cool idea.
Yeah,
and that's hype maxing. DSP excuse maxes. I'm hype maxing.
Yes. That's massive hype maxing. But like I said, if you're making the game, no objection to that. Not at all.
But since we're all in Cosmic Voyages, I just sometimes just hang out at the cantina with you, swinging a sword around.
Yeah, you gotta have friends.
Hey,
come on over.
Do something about your friend. No, you probably don't want to do that.
No. Yeah, what I would want is I would want certain detractors to have like pairings, where like, oh, if you pair this detractor with this detractor, you get this ability.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have them work in pairs, where you have like a special attribute by your powers combined. That'd be
what's your
cool
colors in Magic? Who are you, the character, you? Because
I'm not familiar enough with Magic to weigh in. I think I would need a little bit of that explained to me.
Oh my god, that's so weird. Okay, so once upon a time, Magic was cool. It's, believe it or not, and they did this set called Ravnica, and so all the colors have some sort of emotional tying to them. Okay. So like red is about anger and passion, but also about like art and crafting. And blue is about thinking, contemplating, etc. And they kind of follow that sort of system. Well, if you pair two of them together, you get these kind of interesting relationships that got built out of it. Like, blue and black are very secretive people, very stealthy, very elusive, but also, quiet and subtle.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so you got these overlaps.
Understand what you meant by. I'd probably go blue. I'm more of a thinker.
I think so as well. I think you are pure blue.
Yeah, I'd go blue. What would you? Well, I don't think you'd go total destruction necessarily on your side of things.
No, I would. See, here's the thing: is I want to be blue-black, but that's like always wanted to be Raphael. Of course, you want to be Raphael, but realistically, I'm red-blue, and they're the like mad scientists. They're the crazy dudes that are building giant electro Saturn sticks and wiping out city blocks, And that's kind of how I always felt my creative process is. Like, what's the dumbest thing that I could do right now? Let's do that,
Yeah, that seems awesome. Okay, so you could have certain things occur based on pairings of...
Yeah, the colors of the detractors.
Colors. Cool. I like that. Because then you can have some consistency to it. And it can't be you just making up like arbitrary buffs for certain people who get together,
Mm-hmm.
But then you could probably have differences within that are unique to the character, where like, oh, this person is more about creating things, where this person is just pure chaos or into destruction.
I want to make it, you know what, Logan, do you think you would be able to work on with me a project where we make our own detractors as MTG characters, just do our own set? That'd be awesome.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd help in whatever I could. Yeah. That sounds fun.
Yeah, definitely you're pure blue. What would I have yours kind of be? Is like, you do a lot of like micro-analysis of this dude, so I guess some sort of like scrying ability.
I get really, really in the weeds about like very specific shit is usually my style.
I guess you'd have to try and translate the color pie into detractor energies. What's like an anarchist? Who's the most anarchistic detractor? Okay, so Meerkat is straight up red. He's unbound.
Meerkat would be, because he is creative and he does make art, but also he's very he is like the way he'll just talk shit about people he doesn't like and just call them gay. That's very red energy to me.
Yes, he burns that shit up. I was scared of that dude when I first entered the detractor scene because he was a demented sniper.
Yeah,
he just take people out, and every time I think, oh god, that person was being gay and retarded. Oh damn.
Yeah. So he can clock weird behaviors a long way off in a lot of cases. Yeah. But Meerkat is total red energy for sure.
I see Tevin as black, and the thing with the black man is that it not only represents death. People always get fixated on the death and darkness. What black also represents is dedication, and I think that no one has been more dedicated to detracting than Tevin.
No, I agree.
Tevin is the master.
He has forgotten more shit about DSP than most of us have learned. Like,
Yeah.
He is way deep into it. Yeah.
Yeah, black is for the like elder gods, so of course this
Yes.
dude's been around,
Yes.
you know.
He was there.
Who's
He's
white?
white. I'm trying to think of like a overall like non-white. White would be like less toxified, right?
Golden Triangle Gaming, I would say, is pretty white.
Yeah, he's not super toxified. He's analytical, but he believes in getting things right, and he's thorough about a lot of stuff. Yeah, I would say.
Okay.
I would say his inclination would be more white, probably.
Okay, well, I think that I represent Is It pretty hard, but to put myself aside, I think another person who I think brings Is It energy, the Red Blue. They're the mad scientists.
Uh-huh.
The other one that I think brings that energy is Lachero. Lachero
Yes.
has that energy, and that's why I'm such a fan of his show.
Yep.
He is that Octane Hunger Force bizarro humor.
Yeah, and he's creating things you didn't know could exist, and B weren't quite sure you needed, you know?
Yes.
It's that kind of thing, but it all sort of comes together and makes sense in the end. For
Yeah.
sure.
It's beautiful. That dude is awesome. That Lachero dude. He praised me pretty hard. He was like, "Dude, I think you're cool. That's why I put you in there." Like, damn, man, that's holy shit. Thanks. You know.
You are cool. Lens Comics. That's right.
Man, so yeah, he's red blue, man. That dude's a burning master. Who's green?
And I don't know how he gets his AI voices that good. 'Cause
Yeah, they're
for
spooky.
you specifically, I thought you recorded stuff. Like I thought you.
Someone asked
thought
me.
You recorded stuff.
That's how I knew it happened. Is someone DM'd
Yeah.
me. I was at work. I read my DM. He's like, "Bro, dude, you recorded lines for Lachero?" No.
It sounded just like you. Like there was no difference. It was crazy.
That's some
I don't know
spook
how
shit.
he gets his voice stuff that good.
I think a blue black though, for sure, is oh god, what is his name? I always forget it. He's the chronicler. He's got this
Is it,
Zippy Piggy.
Secret Limited or
Zippy Piggy, is that it?
no, Doomer Ziggy.
Doomer Ziggy. Doomer Ziggy is blue black like hell. Man. This
He's
dude
got the hidden shit. He's
Yes.
got the hidden shit no one else has access to.
this guy's got the back alley dirt on the street info on
Yeah,
Phil.
he's got your back alley shit. If you can't find something, you go to him and and he'll tell you.
Yeah, I had to find a video and I sent it to the Shadows and he's came out and said that video is gone and then vanished.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
damn, that was hype.
he knows, and he even has like an archive of the stuff that is lost. He's like, yeah, that video existed once, but nobody has it. I haven't seen archives of it. And he just has access to stuff, and he can tell you stuff about Phil's early years that no one else can. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Crazy, man.
Spooky knowledge there.
Yeah.
Let's see but then you can start like applying the different detractors on the wheel, and then you can kind of start charting them. Where would you say? Well, there's one pairing that we don't have a whole lot of, and that's the Boros, and that was red and white. And these dudes are like militants. They're very of order. We don't really have a whole lot of those. I think the closest we had was what's his name, Fred Fucks. He was that way.
Oh yeah.
He was very, you will follow the rules that I set kind of shit. And
Very much like an iconoclast in his own right.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna do things this specific way, which arguably is like why the SOK ended the way it did. But yeah, that's another story.
yeah, those dudes were losers, man.
Yeah.
Super losers. But I would say what? I'm sorry, I'm spacing on your name.
That's all right. It'll come to you. It'll come to you.
No, I don't know. Anyway, who's next? Alta's blue white. He's very
Oh, for
intellectual and then also very orderly. He's very dignified about how he collects his data. In fact, I kind of find it annoying about him sometimes is that he's just too reasonable. Like, stop being reasonable.
He is. You know what? He can be very charitable to DSP.
Yeah.
At times too, and even like when I made the autism series, people said we were giving Phil a little too much room. But like, I kept having to tell people in those comments, like, we weren't doing it to make fun of him. We were doing it to like honestly take this autism theory to like its logical conclusion.
Honest exploration of it, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's be real. Phil makes it very difficult for us to do honest explorations on him because it's so easy to hate him. But I think honest explorations are worth doing, and I think ALT is one of the other people that really does that well. He's interested in understanding how things occurred in the past with Phil, and he chases a lot of shit down that a lot of people are not willing to dig for. I would say, I call someone like Indrid Cold, like a red. She's red.
I see her as a green because she's very binding. She's kind of a friend nexus point. Almost everyone's friends with this lady.
Yeah, that's true. There's very few people that'll say like, yeah, I got a problem with Indrid. People don't really. She's nice. She's just a nice, cool person.
She's very grounded. I think that's awesome. Because not everyone needs to be some spastic idiot like is like an Izzet, you know?
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I like her. She's cool. I think I annoyed the crap out of her one time though, because I kept on being stupid about that assassination game she likes. But
no, but cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. Dishonored.
Yeah, Dishonored.
Yeah. Loves Dishonored. Yeah, I think I think an attractor card game would be cool. I think. So I wonder about this. I wonder if we could get like this might be like a little bit unethical. I wonder if we could get like a dent card game. like
oh goodness. I feel like that would be kind of close to pushing the line, you know.
That'd be on the line. Like,
I mean, everyone's gonna be running Jade decks.
Yeah, Jade would be massively OP. We know this. We know this. We absolutely know this. Yeah, well, besides Jade, who's another dent that anybody has like a positive association with? I guess it's just Jade. And even my patience with Jade is wearing thin now because he's proxy begging now.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's lame.
No. Jade lost a lot of cool points since the departure of Derek with me, for sure.
Yeah, Jade was good as kind of like an ignored victim. Now that he starts growing a backbone, I'm like, wow, maybe that makes me a bad person.
Yeah, I don't know. I have liked Jade a lot less over time. I think Derek made Jade a little bit more tolerable. Mm-hmm. And now that he's not here, we're starting to realize that how annoying Jade is actually.
Yeah, I miss you know who someone I legitimately like. And even though he's a retard, I can't help but like what he brings to the table. Is 672. 672 yes. Talks so much shit to Phil and gets away with it. I kind of like it.
Yeah, like he goes right up to the line, and Phil reads what he says too. That's that'd be the thing about 672. Phil would read what he says, like no matter how dumb or like baity it was. Like, you know what, 672, I'm losing my patience with you today, but 672 could exist, you know? And he wouldn't give Phil that much money, but I feel like he gave Phil just enough to stay around. Or like Snow Carl. Snow Carl is like iconic dent that occasionally pushed Phil to some very good rants. There's a really good Shinko Floor song about Snow Carl. Amazing Shinko Floor. I
also liked who was it? Swaggins. Swaggins shitting on Phil during Sekiro was some of the funniest shit ever. That's the closest we had to a Starscream for Phil.
Yeah, I really appreciate when dents push back on Phil a little bit. not to conflate it with the way that Iron Chef Sakai did it, because he was doing it for, pure detractor attention, and I don't think he really cared about Phil. I think he just wanted to give money to someone on the internet and get attention for it, which is why he ended up with Lex, which, let's face it, Lex is the much better option. But he annoys me. ICS is no fun, but Swaggins was fun. 1 Minute Man, in his own weird way, was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Especially during like the Baldur's Gate era, there was some fun shit with 1 Minute Man, because 1 Minute Man did torture him with that game, because he kept giving Phil just enough money to keep playing Baldur's Gate, even though he was like at his wit's end with it.
Yeah. That dude was kind of a hero.
Anytime Phil has to be forced through something he doesn't like is content.
I liked there was this dude that I know that he was active around the last Yakuza game. I forget his name. I want to say it was like Charles or something or other, and he would just talk about his divorce. It was the funniest shit ever.
Funny.
He talked about how I've been masturbating in depression, and this guy could have been straight up like a sock account. But damn, that was a pretty good character you made there.
Or like, but when people get Phil to say things like, "Oh, I'm sorry about your divorce, man. That's a tough break." Like, that's really funny.
It is.
When Phil's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you're homeless?" Because there's been like actual people in his chat that have professed to be homeless. Oh, you're homeless? Oh, I hope. Thanks for the $5, but I hope things get better.
Oh man.
It's just really funny. That is kind of like the accidental comedy of DSP sometimes. Yeah. It's not DSP himself, but sometimes factors around him will make him seem very funny. Like, I think I've sent you this like pretty recently. The Leanna Kingdom Hearts rant is like one of the funniest things, because it's a short little thing where he's just screaming at his chat, and he's like, "Now you get 24-hour sub-only mode.
Piss me the fuck off.
Fucking idiots." It's very funny.
It's a good one. That was a pretty good tantrum.
I want just pure baby rage DSP, and we don't get enough of that anymore.
Yeah,
that sadly has gone away with a lot of the recent arcs. Man, I love like just salty screaming at the chat DSP. And he still gives the chat a hard time, like if he doesn't give money. But I want, like, you guys are fucking lazy. I want that to come back. That's what I love. You guys aren't even coming out to the stream. I'm tired of it. You're fucking lazy.
Man, that's cool.
So maybe I'll never get the Phil that I want to watch back. I want to watch like 2017 to 2018 Phil was like my peak era of Phil. Going back, watching a lot of that stuff, because he was making just enough money to like not necessarily be down. Like, the financial decline was real, but he still had enough confidence to like just really be a shithead to his audience. I love when he's a shithead to his audience. That's my favorite, and he doesn't do enough of that. If anything, the Asmon stuff is taking a lot of that away from people who like him being a shithead. He's like overly nice the past few days in a way that's kind of uncomfortable. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like it.
Oh.
Big, like, timid substitute teacher vibes.
Yeah, he's so...
I just hate it.
Artificial. It's gross.
Yes.
What are some other combinations that would be cool? I think people like Black Green kind of represents like records keeping almost. I could see like Snort Hogan, Snort Burnell. Those dudes are Black.
Sure, the
Green
Clippers.
Black. Yeah. They chronicle all this shit. So Green Black's pretty good like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff, because Snort Burnell's been around for long enough where there's some stuff from way back that only exists as a Snort Burnell clip from like 8 years ago.
Yeah. Those dudes are hype as shit.
I would even call, and this may be just because my bias with them, but I would actually consider uh Misery Merchant, the two components of Misery Merchant, like a red blue, almost.
Yeah, I definitely.
Because,
They're very crazy. I like them a lot.
yes, because I've gotten to know both of them like very well over time, and obviously they're married, so their different personalities like complement each other very well. They're also very much into like records keeping, like Mr. Merch has stuff, and he thinks about stuff that a lot of people have forgotten about. He's a very good archivist through the music that they're working on. He knows where a lot of weird shit is. If you're struggling to find stuff, he can usually find something for you. And I love those dudes. So that's my own personal bias, you know.
I think someone who represents another thing that Red and White can do, besides being like weird police officers and stuff, is they can be kind of like tradesmen. And
Yes.
we do have some detractor tradesmen, and Lord Diaz is a good one. Like he does work for people. You can
Sure.
network with him. That's hype. We've got
or
various
like,
artists.
We have this. He's less active than he was, but a guy like Darksea to Phil.
Yes.
If you need art done, he's a pretty good guy. Or even even if you just need advice on like aesthetics, he's a good guy to go to.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
I invited him on the show. I hope he ever comes on. But yeah, because I always wanted to up to the.
I don't know how. I haven't seen him active for a while. I don't know how active he is. He might just be out for a while or taking a break. I don't know. People come and go.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the internet, I guess.
Who else we got?
We've hit some.
Blue greens are kind of hard to find. Blue greens are usually
Yeah.
like musicians and shit. So yeah, we got quite a few of those.
Not as many musicians as we used to. I would say what's his name? Wolverine Doll. Great detractor musician.
Yeah, he makes some interesting shit.
He was very, very prolific for a time. He's good. He's got good stuff, and obviously Misery Merchant, very, very musical style. I wish I was more musical than I.
Me too.
I wish I was like more artsy than I am. You
Yeah,
know?
same.
I'm like mechanical. I can like solve certain technical problems, but I wish I was more creative.
I do Gundam model kit building and painting. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Feels really good.
Sometimes I wish I was like an animator, because even if you see some of the stuff that Lechero does, you're like, man, I wish I could fucking do that. That looks so cool.
Yeah. I'd like to learn how to do some decent Blender and do some fill shit. I think it'd be hype, but
Yeah, you can do a lot with Blender for sure. You could even apply some of that stuff to game design if you want to get into game design.
oh god, DSP PlayStation 1 guy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh no.
Tenchu, but the main character's avatar is just DSP.
Oh lord.
That'd be very fun. Tenchu, brother.
I like you, Logan. You
always-
know a lot of good references to shit.
Yeah, that gets back to what I was saying earlier about trivia. Knowing trivial shit about a lot of shit, it makes it easier to have conversations.
Absolutely.
Makes you, and as I've said before, I think one of the first times we ever talked, I said something like reading makes you a more interesting person. And one of the most frustrating things about DSP is how he doesn't read. And you can tell because of how uninteresting and uninterested in things that he is. Because if he just knew more, he wouldn't feel uncomfortable talking to his chat. You know how he's like, okay, guys, you got to talk about the game. I'm sick of you talking about basketball or whatever. But if you knew even a little bit about basketball or about the game going on today or whatever, like I'm sure people are gonna come back. They're gonna talk to him about the Green Bay Detroit game that happened
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving, and they're gonna be like, "Don't talk about sports. I don't fucking know anything about sports." But like, just read up on the score of the game and like the major play. Live in a society.
Yeah.
He does everything he can to like not engage in society, and that's why he's so vapid and boring. You know?
Yep. He sucks.
Because even me as like a non-sports person, I sat and watched football for a bit on Thanksgiving. I fucking hate football, but I sat with my brother and my family, and I watched the Green Bay Detroit game for a while because it's what you do. And you know, doing things that are a little bit out of your element builds character. It's how we learn.
I would say piece of peace is Red Black.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this dude was a mega hater.
Yes.
He did nothing but straight up scream slurs at Phil, and
But also, if we want to talk about like historian, to the same angle that Tevin was, applied as a historian, he financial record keeper. He kept the books on a lot of the on
Yes.
a lot of Phil's finances
Yep.
for a lot of the time, just out of like pure interest with that, with the idea that Phil was rounding the numbers down. So he was rounding down to the nearest dollar. If he got like, a $1.30 tip, he would round down to the nearest dollar. And Piece of Peace was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. He's misrepresenting his money by rounding down, and that's where a lot of Piece of Peace's like financial interest in it. So Red Black actually does come into that, I think, because he is very chaotic in the way that he presents a lot of himself, but he is a record keeper in that way, which kind of makes him in the black realm. So it's knowledge,
yeah, that's cool about him. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh God, man, Magic used to be cool. 'Cause, yeah, all these factions. They had 10 different factions. They all had like little things about them. Like the fire dudes were these carnival workers, and they were these clown shows.
Carnies, cool.
Yeah. So you had a bunch of these dudes, and they were like juggling blades and shit and throwing them into the crowd and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then the green black were these rot farmers that worked in the Undercity, and it was cool, man. The blue white were these senators who dictated the terms of the city. It was cool having all these little fragmented things in cities that formed a whole. And the blue black, the coolest were the ninjas. They were the guys who you call to take care of a guy, They're the Assassin's Guild. They get immunity, And the thing is that Marvel killed Magic the Gathering. Because if they had taken Magic the Gathering into that kind of post-ironic territory, it would have been way more badass. But they made it into movies.
Now everything is irony. That's the problem with a lot of media, is that like a lot of it is purely ironic. And like when Death Stranding 2 came out, I was streaming Death Stranding 2 for a while, and one of the things that I noticed about Hideo Kojima, he's nuts, he's eccentric, a lot of weird shit happens in his games, but he is very emotionally sincere. There is no irony in a Kojima game at all. He's completely sincere about the message he's trying to present. You're not gonna see like little quips. The characters are gonna say what they mean and mean what they say. The subtext is just text. And that's what I admire about Kojima, and that's what makes him so refreshing, is that so many stories and so many modern games are just completely ironic. But like in Death Stranding, Kojima made a very unironic story about like family and loss and like what it is to grieve, basically. And only he could have pulled that off,
Yes.
Yeah, and then you have Marvel quips, left and right, which is why I'm very disinterested in Marvel movies. And to tie DSP into it, there are no stakes in Marvel movies anymore. None at all. No one dies. It's like how there was an era of Dragon Ball, and you'll know what I'm talking about, Len, and arguably that era never ended, where if they just found a set of Dragon Balls, we're going to wish everybody that Frieza killed back. And then they do that again and again and again and again. And
yeah, Dragon Ball Z sucks.
No one's ever dead. there was a point in time where it was cool, but then there just was too much. You know, if something exists for 60 years, I'd say it's run its course.
I'll
right?
say Dragon Ball Z was at its coolest at the most bizarre point, and that is the Garlic Jr. movie. The Garlic Jr. movie kicks ass because it's actually martial arts. You know, Goku's dodging sword strikes and shit. It's not overpower Key Man, you know?
Well, they got to a certain point where it became so much about power level.
Yes.
And then, and then power level could mean whatever they wanted it to mean, and then there was just so much power creep where it's like, oh, you've got Super Saiyan, I've got Super Saiyan 2, then 3, then 4. They didn't know how to develop the concept of getting stronger other than just like, oh, that level that was the top, it's now secondary. And then they just did it again and just ratcheted it up. Where, like, I know we always end up talking about Gundam. Gundam actually finds interesting ways around that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very much about R&D. A lot of Gundam is just straight up like R&D creep of like, we understand how to build these mobile suits better. But then it becomes, oh, we're recruiting better pilots.
Yes.
We're finding kids that are more attuned to what these mobile suits do, and we're finding natural talent. Where that's kind of explainable, where in Dragon Ball it's like, oh no, these dudes are just more powerful now. Why?
Yeah.
Because they are. They just are, you know?
Yeah, the show, that's exactly Dragon Ball Z's failing. It can't show you anything. It just has to tell you because everything looks indiscernible.
It's over 9,000. Yeah. And arguably that era started with it's over 9,000. And then 9,000 became a joke, you know?
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z sucks. Dragon Ball Z sucks so bad. But yes, Gundam is better.
I liked it as a kid, but
it's
as a owner of the 0079 complete set, I prefer Gundam.
So we're gonna discuss the detractor card game. One of the pairings that don't match up is me and some parts of Alt, and it's like, and that's because we disagree on a pretty big subject.
One Piece or what?
It's one. No. It's about story, and and what it is that I insist, and I will die on this hill forever, is that protagonist rotation is necessary to be a masterpiece.
I agree.
And so One Piece cannot be a masterpiece if you follow this Luffy dude the entire time. Because that's lame. You need to get in some cool new protagonists. You need to explore the universe. You need to build out your world.
And that's what Gundam does.
It does.
Very well.
Yes. It builds very hexagon-like.
But also, you see the past protagonists around.
Yes.
Like, there's a little bit of there's just enough overlap when you need the seams to overlap, they overlap in a way that makes sense. Instead of following this guy for 40 years.
It's the coolest. Because then guess what you can do? You can actually follow that guy. There is a Gundam manga that's out right now. It's called Gundam Pulitzer. And it might be the greatest Gundam manga of all time.
It seems cool as fuck. Yeah.
Bro, I am watching it. I'm reading it right now. Dude, this manga has brought me to tears. Because it follows Amuro from the perspective of people who knew him. So you go to characters from the 0079 anime, characters from Zeta, characters from Double Zeta who heard about him, you know? And it's awesome because you get this portrait painted of a character. Like a portrait painted of Luffy. Except Luffy's been here the whole time. You know?
Yeah. You've never left that perspective.
Yeah. And it's beautiful.
That seems very like what World War Z was trying to do.
Yes.
You know? Yes.
And it's phenomenal. And so and that's where the central disagreement that I have with him is that he was basically trying to make the case that it wasn't necessary. And I was like, in order to be a masterpiece, it is.
I don't know. I think you can have a long running masterpiece with one central protagonist. I don't think One Piece is it. Like, if One Piece is his example, I think it's a bad example, to be honest.
But
not to throw too much shade.
But it kind of sucked because most of his anime opinions I disagreed with, and I felt like I was kind of like blasting this dude and just screaming on him. I'm like, Mom, man,
Yeah.
I don't get any of your views. He liked Attack on Titan. I think Attack on Titan is horrible.
Yeah, and it's fine to disagree. Hey, we disagree on stuff when we're
Oh,
playing
yeah.
Mech Warrior. Some
Oh
Sundays.
yes.
Yeah.
And you try to convince me that certain things are better than Gundam. That's impossible.
Yeah. I don't know. Gundam is and always has been my favorite, and I don't watch a lot of anime, but Gundam is the only thing that I've like consistently stuck with.
Have you watched Double Zeta?
I have not watched Double Zeta. Nope. Nope.
Dude, Double Zeta is awesome. It's people kind of excuse it because it's kind of jokey for the first half season.
Yeah.
It was very clown mode, but then the thing is that its second half is so dark that it kind of shocks you. But the thing about it is that it's the weirdest one because it's horrible, then it's good, horrible, then good, and then ends on a weirdly whatever message. And then the sequel, the Gundam Unicorn, changes Double Zeta to retroactively be the worst of all of them. Like,
That's
it's actually
interesting when a work affects a past
Yes.
work. That's interesting.
It's awesome. And Double Zeta
pulled
is glorious because of it.
Okay. Double Zeta. I'll have to check that out because
Please
what I have
do.
the most exposure to is 0079, obviously, and then 08 MS Team.
8th
And
MS
then-
is fantastic.
And then I've seen like a couple of those feature length Gundam films that occasionally come out. That are like I saw the one that came out last year that was like in the CGI style that came to Netflix that was actually fucking rad because it portrayed the Gundam as a monster to the Zeon ground forces where they're like, oh, this thing's coming for us and it cannot be killed, and it's this insane fucking monster with energy weapons and we don't have energy weapons. That was really fascinating to me.
They consistently maintain that narrative that the Zeon were terrified of the Gundam.
Yes.
And yes. And there's been numerous cases where they hint at how dire it is. And Gundam Thunderbolt, it's about these guerrilla fighters of the Zeon, and there are only like 8 of them. Well, eventually the Federation is on a cleanup operation. And they're like, oh man, we've been holding out here for a while. What could they possibly send at us? You know, that we fight these GM dudes all the time. They see the Gundam, immediate pants shitting. Like, oh fuck, we're all dead. That thing.
Because I mean, even in like early on in 0079 when the Gundam comes out, they're like, it's a beam weapon. How do they have a beam weapon? Like they don't understand. They're like, how do they have enough energy in a single mobile suit to power a beam weapon?
Let me see if I can.
That's how much of a leap the technology was. Because there comes a point in that first battle where even Char is like, yeah, we might be fucked. Like, we might just be fucked. And then they figure out that they only have one. They're like, oh yeah, they only have one of those. If they had 2, we could probably deal with 1. But
But then becomes the rest of the story, and they expand upon that. And then you get stories of, there's not one Gundam during Gundam Universal Century 0079, that 1-year war. There was actually close to 10. There were 10 of these dudes fighting around the globe in different places. And they had their own battles, and most of them didn't survive it.
Exactly. Right. And then that philosophy of mobile suit after a time becomes kind of ubiquitous. You know? But it takes time.
Yeah, that's what Gundam does best, man. That's why whenever people try and talk about some clown shit like such and such is a good anime. No, Gundam's a good anime.
Gundam's a good anime because it takes its time.
Yes.
It really takes its time, and it treats its audience like it's smart. Like it lets you interpret a lot of very grim things through kind of childish scenarios, but like they're talking about child soldiers. That's what it's about. It's fundamentally about a new generation of children who are the only ones who can fight this proxy war for the grown-ups, essentially. because then it becomes about finding the new types. You got to find the new types, and the new types are kids, you know? So
Have you seen War in the Pocket?
no, I have not.
Oh my god, you have to watch it. It's probably one of the best Gundam series ever. It's 6 episodes. And dude, it kicks your legs out from under you.
Now. War in the Pocket.
Yeah, it's such a good ass story. Let's watch the intro. I want to watch the intro.
All right, share screen. Let's get it.
Let's see.
Oh no, you're already sharing your screen. I see it. Yeah, 0080 War in the Pocket.
This one is fantastic. Where is it?
Yeah, and it's on YouTube. Okay, yeah, because it's a 6 episode thing. Cool.
Damn it, I can't find it. What am I looking for?
I'm saving that to watch later.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta bring it up on my screen over here. Get that shit out of here, man. And then we can boost it like that. There we go. Do you see that?
Yep. I really like the style of this.
Yes.
And how the mechanical movements of the mobile suits are drawn.
Yes.
It's very detailed. Like, it's still cheap animation, but it's done in a very like detailed sort of way.
Oh, the poster's in the way. And the dub isn't bad. This is back when they kind of cared.
Yeah. There was an era of like Japanese to American dubbing where standards were pretty high.
Yeah.
That era is gone, unfortunately.
I like that kind of combat. I like it depicted this way. I want arms blasting off.
Well, that's why I got you Phantom Brigade, because Phantom Brigade is a lot of this. It's like dudes getting into position and then other dudes using other dudes as a shield. So
man, that's awesome, man. Dude, thank you so much for that game. It's so cool.
No
I've been playing. I've been hooked.
I played it, like I said, I played it for 5 minutes and I knew it was for you. It's like, I'll go buy Len a copy of this game.
I might even try and make some mods for this game. I want to have my own faction's color schemes in the game. So
hell yeah. Yeah, the painting seems like you might be able to get really deep with it. I know painting is something you care about.
Yeah, man.
We should look for Mech Warrior painting mods, actually, since we're playing Mech Warrior regularly. I feel like there's probably some decent ones. See, I like the idea of like a mech taking cover. That's cool to me.
Hold on, Andy, I'm coming. They've already started the countdown. There's no time. I'm gonna go for it. Andy, wait.
That's pretty grim. It's a pretty grim way to depict that.
And he just wanted to try and get his friend. He's like, no, wait for me.
Man, if you had just held out another second, dude. That's a bummer. But yeah, Gundam 0080 is great.
Yeah, it looks dope. And it's just a 6-episode little thing.
Mm-hmm. It'll take you on a journey.
Yeah. Something you can get through in an afternoon, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is dope.
Yeah. Good ass stuff, man.
It's cool as shit. Cool as shit, man. back to your sick necro synth.
It's good. It's good music, man. Tell me some Spacer stories.
Spacer stories. Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Tell me a story of Warhammer or of Mech Warrior, because I haven't read any of the books. Tell me one of the stories.
So BattleTech. So a good starting point. I'll send you the link for it. A good starting point would be the Grey Death Legion. And it's a series. There's a series of books about the Grey Death Legion. But basically, most of these stories are about, a ragtag mercenary group trying to make their way in the universe. But a lot of the fascinating thing about BattleTech, and I know like Decepticon and I have mentioned this in our session, is that like they're not allowed to make new mechs in the BattleTech universe. Like no one's making new mechs. You're restoring and you're bolting a whole ton of shit on existing mechs because the technology to make the mechs was outlawed at a certain point. So a lot of the iteration comes from people rebuilding, refitting these mechs that already existed, because it's very difficult to build new ones. And that's probably one of the most fascinating bits of the lore, is that it's illegal to manufacture new mechs from scratch, but you can salvage and you can sort of refit and rejigger things. That's what I like most about BattleTech.
That's
it's
hype.
Very kind of like, it's scrappy, dude.
That's hype. I like that.
And the most interesting aspect of BattleTech to me is that like you've probably seen some of this in our playtime. Each house has like a different mech philosophy. A lot of the great houses will have like missile mechs or laser mechs or little mechs with flamethrowers on them. It's all very kind of like culturally diverse.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of other mecha lore is kind of like homogenized, but BattleTech is very much like feudalism as applied to mechs, because you basically have certain systems that are democratic, that run their society through a somewhat democratic voting system, and then you have certain other factions that are just like military hierarchies. You have others that are just pure monarchies where there's like a king or like a duke. It's fucking crazy, man. There's so much lore that it'd be hard to get into it on stream, but if you're looking for
tell me about the blue dudes. What are they based on?
The blue dudes are that would be House Steiner, I think. They have like the blue fist.
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah, so they're based on a lot of like Eastern European or like German philosophies, House Steiner. So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll just build their mechs bigger. They're kind of known as like I don't know, the bruisers of the whole conflict. They'll just build bigger, nastier, more massive mechs to just overthrow the smaller ones. Whereas you have a faction like House Kurita that are more like, for lack of a better term, like Asian inspired. That's where you'll get like the smaller mechs that are almost like the ninja like mechs. So you've got like, I don't know, big high school jocks, you got ninjas, and then you've got people that are like a little bit more noble, that are trying to like, I don't know, defend the downtrodden. But really, it does end up being a corporate dystopia in the end, because everybody's just vying for power and resources, because it's all quite limited. It's less about child soldiers like Gundam is, and more about just tech feudalism, the inevitable tech feudalism that will ensue in our future. And if you think of our shit now, how it's structured, we could be going towards like tech feudalism in a way, because you've got like, I don't know, Google, Amazon, and Meta are like and Apple are like pretty much the four. So we might end up in like some weird tech feudalist society that's similar to BattleTech, for sure. I mean, if there's mechs, I might sign up for that. If there's mechs, that seems pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm there.
But,
I don't care, man.
yeah.
I'll fight the forever war in a mech.
I I would love if, and mechs to an extent exist, like the U.S. military is making exosuits for people to do like lifting jobs in and stuff like that. But I want mechs. I want mechs that I can like salvage and turn a wrench on and work on.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm there with you, man.
That'd be fucking cool.
I'm gonna hold down this button here. You twist that thing. See if that starts it up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like some of my favorites quirks of Star Wars was when they're like trying to fix the Falcon.
Yes,
right?
I always love
like,
those scenes.
I gotta cross these 2 wires to make the hyperdrive go. That was always so cool to me, even as a kid.
Yeah, I like the space jalopiness. I thought that was pretty hype.
I like the idea, and that's kind of what that detracts from the prequels to me, where I liked how broken a lot of the shit was in like the main Star Wars trilogy, where a lot of the ships were like barely holding together in a lot of respects. So like Han's talking to his ship and he's saying, "Hold together, please, baby, hold together." And like I don't know, I like that aspect of mecha, where like only a certain person knows how to start a certain mech. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you couldn't start my mech if you tried because I have it configured a certain way, you know? I can't start the Len mech because there's a combination to it, you know?
Yeah, or he had some sort of weird way of making you press the buttons in a certain way. It's just kind of stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the password is ninja. It's a dumb thing he does.
Just make it Mr. Stupid 1, like
Yeah.
DSP.
Ack on this one.
Ack. Ack would be a solid password. Because nobody outside the vortex would ever think of it. Ack.
Small overlap with the Mars Attacks Detractorverse or Mars Attacks universe.
Because I knew of Ack from Mars Attacks, but I didn't. And I had watched DSP in like early college when I couldn't afford games, and he there was a time when he honestly was the best way on YouTube to see new games. Unfortunately,
it's true.
And it was at a time when I just didn't have any money. I couldn't afford games. But he was acking in his prime at that time, but I never put it together as ack specifically. But it's definitely ack. He doesn't laugh like ha 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 ha.
No.
Like he would make you think. Shock music.
This is
that a good music channel?
I love this dude so much. I would, if I was ever had the freedom to make my own movie. Oh, thank you so much for the subscribe, man. I'm sorry I can't see your name. I'm quite high, but thank you very much. I appreciate it.
He makes these subscribing.
He makes these Armored Core remixes. And if I had my infinite ability to make whatever kind of movie or story or adaptation I want, this dude would be the guy who makes the music for my movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Having a composer lined up.
This dude, man.
Can really help you shape what you want that to be.
I'll get you any subscription, any sound library. You make me something like this. Space kind of funky.
Hell yeah, brother. Just a little bit of jaunt to it.
Yeah.
It's like slightly upbeat, and Shades of Red is a dope name.
I love that he loves Armored Core. Armored Core is cool.
Armored Core is cool.
I wish they would do a
mega
mega
series.
series.
I never finished Armored Core 6. I never finished it.
Oh, dude. You would have loved it.
I know. I love the game. I never finished it. I think between Christmas and New Year's, I'll hop on Armored Core 6 for a couple days.
No, definitely, man. I can help you with builds if you need me to. I don't mind.
So my first Armored Core was Armored Core 1 for the PlayStation. My second Armored Core was Armored Core 6. That's that.
Oh, wow.
Literally, I went from 1 I had as like a little kid. I was like 8 or whatever when that game came out. And now to 6, 2 years ago or whenever it was. But you know what the crazy thing is? Those two games feel similar enough even though they're like 20 years removed. No, more than almost 30 years removed in time. They feel very similar, and it's rare that games can stay that consistent over time. But I was like, yeah, this feels like what I remember on the PS1. It just is faster. It's faster and it looks better.
Yeah. It's cool, man. I grew up with Armored Core 2, Another Age, and I played each one as they came out.
Okay.
And but I used cheats back then because I was bad at games. But I could appreciate the majesty of the machines. I liked how they looked. I liked how they jumped around. It was so cool looking. I'm clearly not good enough to play it, so like, let me be invincible. Anyway, But then eventually, I did learn to get good at it, and that was Armored Core 4. And since then, I went back and replayed the old ones. They're fun as hell.
They seem so. They're on a lot of old hardware, but those problems can be solved through emulation in a lot of cases.
I want to own them all.
PS3 emulation specifically is getting better and better these days, and that's the toughest one. I know was there a lot of cool Armored Core shit on the PS3 specifically? I feel like
the PS3 had 2 generations of Armored Core on it. It had Armored Core 4 and Armored Core 5. Each of them getting 2 games apiece.
Okay, interesting.
I didn't do PlayStation 3. I went to Xbox 360.
Me too.
Yeah, and so they were on there as well.
Because my mom was like, no, you're not getting the $600 console. We might be able to swing the $350 console at some point. Because there was just such a huge price difference, you know? And I was, I don't know, 15 at the time. So you got to take what your family's willing to do for you. So my brother and I got a 360.
Hey, would you be willing to I don't know. Would you be willing to help me do some emulation of like servers to play some of these 360 games online?
You sent me a DM about that earlier when I was leaving my brother's house. I might know. I think I know. I don't know a lot about that, but I think I know how to point you in the right direction. Okay. We'll talk.
Hey, I want to say it again. That's why I've been calling you Master Logan lately, because I've realized something is that we don't praise each other who actually know shit anymore. Back in the old days, it'd be like, oh, my scholar friend Logan, you know.
Yes.
So I'm putting Master on people's names because that's like, I don't know. I think of kind of a martial arts monk scholar style Master.
Yes.
So there you go.
We have different style. Every detractor has a different style.
Yeah.
There are good things for every style, but yeah, emulation of servers, I can at least point you in the right direction.
That's what's up, man.
We have to do, and we've talked about this before, and you and I should stream this. We should emulate PS2 online architecture and play Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain.
Definitely, dude, that'd be badass.
Let's fucking go, you and me. We can boost each other up to all those high places that you need a friend for.
Oh my god. Dude, that game would probably kick ass all over again, man.
It would. It fucking would. We should
definitely
figure out how to make that go. I'll get on it. And we could do a friendship stream of that. That'd be very fun.
That's what I want to do. I want to do some of those kind of things.
Yeah, we should go back and like emulate multiplayer games you can't play anymore. Because there's a lot of cool shit like that on the PS2 that is just like lost to time. That would be so much fun to play in a modern context. Like, Siphon Filter Omega Strain, very flawed game, but it did cool shit with the multiplayer that like stuff wasn't doing at the time. Or like Splinter Cell Chaos Theory has a badass co-op campaign that is very hard to play these days, but it's fucking badass. So. But yeah, I'll help you with some server emulation. I'll need to do some research, but I'll figure it out.
What's up?
I will. Thanks for having me on, but I will have to hop soon.
Okay.
I've got some things I got to do today.
All right, no problem.
It was cool hanging with you. I'll probably talk to you soon. Maybe later this weekend. Who knows? All
right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. I'm gonna let you go then. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, Len. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody who celebrates. Happy Thanksgiving, Len.
Thank you.
We'll get together soon. Bye now.
Bye. I think that is my out as well. Thank you very much, everyone, for swinging by. I think I'm done for today. That was hype. That was hype. You guys are cool. You guys are a fantastic crowd. I don't say that enough. I really do like every single one of you dudes. But yeah, that's it for me today. Take care. I don't know when the next... Honestly, I don't know what the next stream is going to be. Because I kind of... This is weird. I'm just kind of done watching this dude. I'm kind of just done watching Darkside Phil. So, I don't know. We'll see. I want to do some more game stuff. I want to do more of that shit. So if you're interested in watching me bring this stupid show on the road, maybe I'll have DSP playing in the corner or something when I'm meching. But anyway, something like that. Take care, everyone. Have a fantastic evening. And I love you all. You're all awesome. Goodbye.